In the labyrinth of life, we often encounter individuals whose presence brings toxicity into our world. These toxic people, like shadows cast by the sun, seek to dim our light and drain our energy. Yet as believers of Stoicism, we possess the inner strength and wisdom to navigate these treacherous waters with grace and resilience. Let us embark on a journey together, exploring 12 smart ways to deal with toxic people, drawing inspiration from the timeless teachings of Stoic philosophy. Number 1. Maintain inner peace. In the turbulent seas of life, where storms rage and waves crash against the shore, our inner peace serves as a steadfast lighthouse guiding us through the darkness. When confronted with toxicity, whether from external sources or internal struggles, our first line of defense is to safeguard our inner peace. As Marcus Aurelius, the revered Stoic emperor, wisely counseled, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." These words resonate with the core teachings of Stoicism, reminding us that our true strength lies not in controlling external circumstances, but in mastering our own minds. To maintain inner peace in the face of toxicity, we must anchor ourselves firmly in the present moment. Rather than allowing ourselves to be swept away by the tumultuous currents of external turmoil, we cultivate a sense of grounding and stability within ourselves. This involves practicing mindfulness and presence, tuning into the here and now with unwavering focus and attention. By immersing ourselves fully in the present moment, we transcend the chaos of the outside world and find solace in the stillness of our inner sanctuary. Refusing to be swayed by external influences, we retain our composure and fortitude in the face of adversity. Stoicism teaches us to view challenges as opportunities for growth and learning, rather than sources of distress or despair. By adopting a Stoic mindset, we cultivate resilience and inner strength, allowing us to navigate life's obstacles with grace and equanimity. Moreover, maintaining inner peace requires us to cultivate a sense of detachment from external circumstances. Stoicism teaches us to differentiate between what is within our control and what lies beyond it. While we may not have power over the actions or behavior of others, we retain sovereignty over our own thoughts, emotions, and reactions. By releasing attachment to outcomes and relinquishing the need for external validation, we free ourselves from the shackles of toxic dynamics and find liberation in the sovereignty of our own minds. Practicing self-care and self-compassion is also essential for maintaining inner peace in the face of toxicity. We must prioritize our own well-being and nurture ourselves with kindness and compassion, especially during challenging times. This may involve setting boundaries, seeking support from loved ones, or engaging in activities that bring us joy and nourishment. By prioritizing our own needs and honoring our inner wisdom, we cultivate a reservoir of inner peace that sustains us through life's trials and tribulations. Number 2, set boundaries. In the intricate dance of human interactions, boundaries serve as the invisible lines that delineate where we end and others begin. When dealing with toxic individuals who disregard these boundaries, it becomes imperative to establish and uphold our own. As proponents of Stoic philosophy, we recognize the importance of setting boundaries as a means of safeguarding our well-being and preserving our inner sanctum. Toxic people, like opportunistic trespassers, thrive on encroaching upon our emotional and mental space. They disregard personal boundaries, seeking to manipulate, control, or exploit us for their own gain. In the face of such challenges, establishing clear boundaries becomes essential. Setting boundaries is not an act of hostility or aggression, but rather an assertion of self-respect and self-care. It is a declaration of our inherent worth and dignity, signaling to others that we will not tolerate behavior that compromises our well-being or undermines our values. Establishing boundaries begins with self-awareness and introspection. We must first identify our own needs, values, and limits, recognizing what is acceptable and what is not in our interactions with others. Armed with this self-knowledge, we can then articulate our boundaries clearly and assertively. Stoicism teaches us to approach boundary setting with calm resolve and unwavering determination. We do not react impulsively or emotionally to boundary violations, but rather respond with clarity and assertiveness. By calmly communicating our boundaries, we assert our right to self-determination and autonomy. Enforcing boundaries requires consistency and firmness. We must remain steadfast in upholding our boundaries, even in the face of resistance or pushback from toxic individuals. This may require us to say no, assert our needs, or disengage from harmful interactions altogether. By setting and enforcing boundaries, we create a protective barrier around our well-being and preserve our inner sanctum. We cultivate a space where our thoughts, emotions, and values are respected and honored, free from the toxic influences of others. Number 3, practice detachment. In the intricate tapestry of life, Stoicism offers us a profound lesson in the art of detachment. Like skilled artisans, we learn to observe the world around us with clarity and equanimity, untethered by the emotional bonds that often ensnare us. Detachment in Stoic philosophy is not a cold indifference or apathy, but rather a state of inner freedom and resilience that allows us to navigate life's challenges with grace and wisdom. Toxic behavior, like tangled webs spun by cunning spiders, seeks to entangle us in its emotional traps. It tempts us to react impulsively, to succumb to anger, resentment, or despair. Yet Stoicism teaches us to rise above these temptations, to cultivate a sense of detachment that shields us from toxic influences. Detachment does not mean detachment from the world or from our fellow human beings. Rather, it is a detachment from the ego-driven attachments and aversions that cloud our judgment and distort our perceptions. By cultivating a sense of detachment, we maintain our equilibrium amidst the storms of life, rooted in the unshakable foundation of our inner peace. Practicing detachment requires mindfulness and self-awareness. We learn to observe our thoughts and emotions with curiosity and compassion, without becoming entangled in their web. We recognize that our thoughts are transient, like passing clouds in the sky, and that we have the power to choose how we respond to them. Detachment also involves letting go of the need for control. Stoicism teaches us to accept that there are many things in life beyond our control, including the behavior of others. By relinquishing our attachment to outcomes and releasing the need for external validation, we free ourselves from the grip of toxic influences. Moreover, detachment fosters a sense of inner peace and resilience. Like a sturdy ship sailing through stormy seas, we remain steady and steadfast in the face of adversity. We do not allow toxic behavior to dictate our emotional state or undermine our well-being. Instead, we remain anchored in our inner sanctuary, impervious to the tumultuous waves of external turmoil. Number 4, choose empathy over anger. In the tempest of toxicity, where emotions run high and tensions escalate, Stoicism beckons us to choose empathy over anger. It is a call to transcend our instinctual reactions and respond with compassion and understanding, even in the face of provocation. When confronted with toxic behavior, our initial impulse may be to retaliate with anger or resentment. We may feel the urge to lash out, to defend ourselves against perceived slights or injustices. However, Stoicism offers us a different path, a path illuminated by the guiding light of empathy. Empathy is the ability to put ourselves in another's shoes, to understand their thoughts, feelings, and motivations. It is a recognition of our shared humanity, a reminder that beneath the veneer of toxicity lies a person with their own struggles and insecurities. Stoicism teaches us that toxic behavior often stems from deep-seated pain and insecurity. Like wounded animals lashing out in fear, toxic individuals may resort to hurtful words or actions as a misguided attempt to protect themselves or assert control. By choosing empathy over indignation, we pierce through the veil of toxicity and glimpse the humanity beneath. Empathy does not mean condoning or excusing toxic behavior. It is not a surrender to injustice or a validation of wrongdoing. Rather, it is a recognition of the complex web of human emotions and experiences that shape our interactions with others. Practicing empathy requires patience and humility. It requires us to set aside our own ego-driven reactions and listen with an open heart and mind. It may involve asking questions, seeking to understand the root causes of the other person's behavior, and offering support or encouragement where appropriate. Choosing empathy over anger does not mean being a doormat or allowing ourselves to be mistreated. It means responding to toxicity with grace and compassion, rather than adding fuel to the fire with our own anger or resentment. It means setting firm boundaries, standing up for ourselves and advocating for our own well-being, while still extending a hand of understanding to those who may be struggling. Number 5, focus on virtue. In the labyrinth of toxicity, where darkness threatens to engulf us, Stoicism beckons us to focus on virtue as our guiding light. Rather than succumbing to the siren song of toxic behavior, we strive to embody Stoic virtues such as patience, kindness, and integrity. It is a call to transcend the chaos of the external world and cultivate the noble qualities that define our character. At the heart of Stoicism lies the belief that true happiness and fulfillment are found not in external possessions or achievements, but in the cultivation of virtue. Virtue in Stoic philosophy is the highest good, the moral excellence that shapes our thoughts, actions, and relationships. When confronted with toxicity, our instinct may be to retaliate in kind, to meet aggression with aggression, to respond to cruelty with cruelty. However, Stoicism offers us a different path, a path illuminated by the guiding light of virtue. Instead of engaging in toxic behavior ourselves, we choose to embody the virtues that define Stoic philosophy. We cultivate patience in the face of provocation, responding to insults and slights with calm resolve. We practice kindness and compassion, extending a hand of understanding to those who may be struggling with their own inner demons. We uphold integrity and honesty, refusing to compromise our principles or betray our values, even in the face of adversity. By focusing on virtue, we lead by example, inspiring others to rise above toxicity and embrace a path of moral excellence. Like beacons of light shining in the darkness, our virtuous actions illuminate the way forward, guiding others towards a higher ideal. Moreover, focusing on virtue empowers us to maintain our own inner peace and integrity amidst the storms of life. Stoicism teaches us that external circumstances may be beyond our control, but our response to them is not. By cultivating virtue, we fortify our inner sanctuary, shielded from the corrosive influences of toxicity. Number 6, practice self-reflection. In the crucible of Stoicism, where the flames of wisdom burn bright, we are called to practice the sacred art of self-reflection. Stoicism teaches us that true mastery begins with self-awareness, that inner journey into the depths of our own souls, where we confront our fears, desires, and vulnerabilities. When confronted with toxic behavior, our instinct may be to react impulsively, to meet aggression with aggression, to respond to cruelty with cruelty. However, Stoicism offers us a different path, a path illuminated by the guiding light of self-reflection. Self-reflection is the practice of turning inward, of examining our thoughts, emotions, and reactions with curiosity and compassion. It is a process of peeling back the layers of our psyche, revealing the hidden patterns and beliefs that shape our behavior. By engaging in self-reflection, we gain insight into our own reactions to toxic behavior. We come to understand our triggers and vulnerabilities, the wounds from our past, the insecurities that gnaw at our souls. Armed with this self-knowledge, we are better equipped to respond to toxicity with wisdom and equanimity. Self-reflection also allows us to cultivate empathy and compassion towards ourselves. We recognize that we are not perfect, that we are all flawed and fallible beings struggling to find our way in the world. By extending compassion to ourselves, we create a space for healing and growth, free from the burden of self-judgment and criticism. Moreover, self-reflection fosters a sense of accountability and responsibility for our own actions. Stoicism teaches us that while external circumstances may be beyond our control, our response to them is not. By taking ownership of our thoughts, emotions, and reactions, we reclaim our power and agency in the face of adversity. Number 7. Limit exposure. In the Garden of Life, Stoicism teaches us the art of pruning to remove the dead branches that threaten to choke the healthy growth. Similarly, in the realm of toxic relationships and environments, we must practice the sacred act of limiting exposure. Just as a gardener tends to their plants with care and discernment, so too must we tend to our own well-being by cultivating a supportive and nurturing environment. This involves recognizing the toxic influences in our lives, whether they be people, places, or situations, and taking proactive steps to minimize their impact. Limiting exposure to toxic people and environments is not an act of avoidance or cowardice, but rather an act of self-preservation and self-respect. It is a recognition of our own worth and dignity, and a refusal to allow toxic influences to poison our souls. By setting boundaries and creating distance from toxic individuals and environments, we create space for positivity and growth to flourish. Like delicate flowers basking in the sunlight, we thrive in environments that nurture our spirits and uplift our souls. Moreover, limiting exposure is an act of self-care and self-love. It is a declaration of our own worth and value, and a commitment to protecting our well-being from harm. Just as we would not willingly expose ourselves to physical danger, so too should we guard against the toxic influences that threaten our emotional and mental health. Stoicism teaches us that our peace of mind is a precious gift worthy of protection and preservation. By limiting exposure to toxic people and environments, we safeguard our inner sanctuary, ensuring that it remains a refuge of tranquility and serenity amidst the chaos of the world. Number 8. Cultivate compassion. In the labyrinth of toxicity, where shadows lurk and darkness threatens to engulf us, Stoicism calls us to cultivate the sacred virtue of compassion. It is a call to transcend our instinctual reactions of condemnation and judgment, and instead embrace empathy and understanding. When faced with toxic individuals, our first impulse may be to condemn and vilify them, to cast them out as unworthy and irredeemable. However, Stoicism offers us a different path, a path illuminated by the guiding light of compassion. Compassion is the ability to recognize the humanity in every individual, even those who exhibit toxic behavior. It is a recognition that beneath the veneer of cruelty and malice lies a person with their own struggles and vulnerabilities, a person worthy of empathy and understanding. By cultivating compassion, we foster a sense of connection and empathy towards others. We recognize that we are all imperfect beings, grappling with our own demons and insecurities. In extending compassion to others, we create a space for healing and growth, both for them and for ourselves. Moreover, cultivating compassion is an act of self-preservation and self-care. It is a recognition that harboring resentment and anger towards others only serves to poison our own souls. By choosing to respond with compassion instead of condemnation, we free ourselves from the burden of bitterness and resentment, and open our hearts to the transformative power of empathy. Stoicism teaches us that true strength lies not in retaliation or revenge, but in forgiveness and understanding. By choosing to cultivate compassion towards toxic individuals, we rise above the cycle of negativity and conflict and create the conditions for healing and reconciliation. Number 9. Seek support. In the crucible of life's trials and tribulations, Stoicism offers you as a beacon of wisdom. Seek support. It is a reminder that we need not face our challenges alone, but can lean on the shoulders of trusted friends, mentors, and loved ones for guidance and solace. Stoicism teaches us that seeking support is not a sign of weakness, but rather a testament to our strength and resilience. It is an acknowledgement that we are all interconnected beings, bound together by the threads of humanity, and that we are stronger together than we are apart. During times of adversity, it may be tempting to retreat into isolation, to wallow in our own misery and despair. However, Stoicism calls us to resist this urge and instead reach out to those who can offer us comfort and support. Trusted friends, mentors, and loved ones can provide us with valuable perspective and insight, helping us to see our challenges in a new light and guiding us towards solutions. They can offer us a listening ear and a compassionate heart, allowing us to express our fears and frustrations without judgment or condemnation. Moreover, seeking support from others fosters a sense of community and belonging, a reminder that we are not alone in our struggles, but are part of a larger tapestry of humanity. In the embrace of a supportive community, we find strength and solace, knowing that we are loved and valued for who we are. Stoicism teaches us that true strength lies not in isolation but in connection. By reaching out to others for support, we tap into a wellspring of resilience and courage that sustains us through life's darkest moments. As the Stoic philosopher Seneca wrote, we are more often frightened than hurt, and we suffer more from imagination than from reality. Number 10. Practice resilience. In the crucible of life's trials and tribulations, Stoicism offers you as a timeless lesson: practice resilience. It is a call to embrace the indomitable spirit of the ancient Stoic philosophers, who faced adversity with courage and unwavering determination. Resilience is the ability to withstand life's challenges and setbacks, and to emerge from them stronger and more resilient than before. It is a quality that lies within each of us, waiting to be cultivated and nurtured through the fires of adversity. Like the ancient Stoic philosophers who faced exile, imprisonment, and even death with courage and fortitude, we too can weather the storms of toxicity with unwavering determination. By cultivating resilience, we transform adversity into an opportunity for growth and self-discovery. Practicing resilience involves cultivating a mindset of strength and determination in the face of adversity. It is a commitment to facing life's challenges head-on with courage and conviction. Rather than allowing ourselves to be overwhelmed by adversity, we choose to meet it with unwavering resolve and determination. Moreover, practicing resilience involves embracing the Stoic principle of amor fati, the love of fate. It is a recognition that everything that happens to us, both good and bad, is an opportunity for growth and self-discovery. By accepting and embracing life's challenges, we transform them from obstacles into stepping stones on the path to our highest selves. Stoicism teaches us that true resilience lies not in avoiding adversity, but in embracing it with courage and fortitude. By facing life's challenges head-on, we cultivate the strength and resilience needed to navigate the turbulent waters of existence with grace and integrity. Number 11. Focus on what you can control. In the labyrinth of life's complexities, Stoicism offers you as a guiding principle: focus on what you can control. It is a reminder that amidst the chaos and uncertainty of the world, there exists a realm of inner sovereignty, a domain over which we hold sway. Stoicism teaches us to direct our energy and attention towards what is within our control, rather than wasting precious resources on futile attempts to alter external circumstances beyond our influence. By focusing on what we can control, we empower ourselves to transcend toxic dynamics and forge our own path forward. The Stoic philosophers understood that much of human suffering arises from our tendency to fixate on external circumstances beyond our control, whether it be the actions of others, the vagaries of fate, or the whims of fortune. Instead of allowing ourselves to be buffeted by the winds of fate, Stoicism calls us to anchor ourselves in the bedrock of inner sovereignty. Focusing on what we can control involves a shift in mindset, a conscious decision to redirect our attention towards constructive action and personal growth. Rather than expending our energy on fruitless endeavors to change the unchangeable, we choose to invest our resources in pursuits that empower and uplift us. Moreover, focusing on what we can control allows us to reclaim agency over our lives. It is a recognition that while we may not always have control over external circumstances, we always retain control over our own thoughts, actions, and attitudes. By cultivating this inner locus of control, we liberate ourselves from the tyranny of external forces and chart our own course in life. Stoicism teaches us that true freedom lies not in the ability to control external circumstances, but in the power to control our own responses to them. By focusing on what we can control, we cultivate resilience, inner strength, and a sense of purpose that transcends the vicissitudes of life. Number 12, embrace impermanence. In the tapestry of existence, Stoicism offers us a profound insight: embrace impermanence. It is a reminder that all things, including toxic relationships, are fleeting and ephemeral, a truth that can liberate us from the grip of negativity and despair. Stoicism teaches us to confront the transient nature of all things with courage and equanimity. Rather than clinging to the past or lamenting the present, we are called to embrace impermanence as an essential aspect of the human experience. Toxic relationships, like all things, are subject to the inexorable march of time. They may bring us pain and suffering in the moment, but they are not destined to endure forever. By embracing impermanence, we free ourselves from the shackles of attachment and open ourselves to the possibility of new beginnings and positive change. Moreover, embracing impermanence allows us to cultivate a deeper appreciation for the present moment. It is a recognition that life is a fleeting and precious gift to be cherished and savored with every breath we take. By embracing impermanence, we learn to let go of the past and live fully in the here and now. Stoicism teaches us that true freedom lies in accepting the impermanent nature of all things. By embracing impermanence, we release ourselves from the burden of expectation and attachment and open ourselves to the infinite possibilities that lie beyond. In conclusion, dealing with toxic people requires courage, wisdom, and resilience, qualities that lie at the heart of Stoic philosophy. By drawing inspiration from the timeless teachings of Stoicism, we empower ourselves to navigate the challenges of toxic relationships with grace and fortitude. Let us embrace these 12 smart ways as beacons of light amidst the darkness, guiding us towards a life of inner peace, strength, and virtue.